We currently have 35 Friends groups in our now 54 parks. Cummins Falls was just recently added to our list of state parks, so we now have 54 state parks. But the Friends of South Cumberland is one of the most active, one of the oldest, and one of the largest of all the Friends groups in the state.
The committee who selected this winner met several times, considered 7 or 8 candidates, and were unanimous that the winner this year should be the person who is most closely associated with South Cumberland State Park and has been for years, and that is none other than Mary Priestley.
Thank you for your service. You have done a wonderful job for the South Cumberland State Park previous to being president, and then you have gone in everybody's estimation above and beyond in your term as the president. And so your energy, your love, and your passion for the park has shown out and radiated out and has become contagious to all of us, as with any good leader. So we felt like we would be remiss in our duty not to give you some small token of our large appreciation to you. And we thought this would be appropriate for you.
Yes, it's beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much.
This is our State Naturalist Emeritus, Mack Prichard. We're just honored to have you here.
Thank you all for caring the way you do care. When I heard the amount she just read, I thought that's not bad for a guy who's been dedicated to voluntary poverty all his career. I spent many a night in the back seat of my state car because I was too boneheaded to claim an expense account since '71. We saved enough that year to buy a truck for the archaeology division. And then when Mary and Latham did all the work, and Nancy, to raise money for the Great Spaces campaign, they wanted me to help, and I said, sure. But I said, you better get somebody else with deep pockets. Otherwise, your people with money take one look at Mac and say, oh, well. So they got Marvin Runyon. And Marvin, bless his heart, you know, he all he had to do was show up. Everybody started reaching for their wallets. He was formerly with Nissan. He was postmaster. He was TVA director. When he was postmaster in Alaska, he got to know Ted Stevens, the senator who was in charge of the finance committee. When we got through with our Great Spaces campaign, I asked Marvin, I said, why don't you make a call to your friend and see if we can get some money for Fiery Gizzard. And Marvin had just come down with the diagnosis of a fatal lung disease, for which there was no cure. So the last thing he did was to pick up the phone and call Ted. He said, Ted, do you remember the bricks that we used to let you ship on the mail boats out to the offshore islands? And Ted said, how much money do you want? And Marvin said, just $1 million for Fiery Gizzard. And Ted said, done. And that was the quickest million I think we've ever gotten. So that's the kind of thing that the Great Spaces campaign. This place is named for Foster. This was his beauty spot. His dad named it in his honor after he passed away. Jim Prince came here, found some acreage, thought it was too beautiful even for him to live on after he had just been reprieved from throat cancer. So he went down to the legislature and called on the right people and got them to agree to get involved to add this to the park. And that's the kind of wonderful enthusiasm that nature here inspires in all of us. Tennessee is a great volunteer state. May our tribe increase. Thank you.